Hi guys, my name is Misha. I am one of the co-founders of Sp8, and today we're making this video to explain to you why we have been, keeping silence for such a long time, what we have done so far, what we're about to do in the upcoming days and weeks and months. Before proceeding to that, however, I would like to show you that building. This is the building where Telegram idea was born and its code base was originated. So today in St. Petersburg there is a protest against the government-imposed control over the Telegram, basically a ban of it. So we're fully, with our bodies and souls, for the Telegram, as the way they stand for the liberty of speech and conversation, we are standing for the fairness in gambling and elsewhere. And today me and Lou, we're both co-founders of Sp8. We'll explain you what was going on in the previous month since the ICO has finished, and what we are about to do, what we have achieved, what we have probably failed to achieve, and the reasons basically why. So first of all, we would like to apologize for not keeping you up to date all this time. So the life of a young startup is incredibly intense. So since ICO project itself, the fundraising, and then the organization of the of the company itself are completely different things, and so one does not flow into the other at all. So it takes a lot of time to basically, to organize the matters, to put the daily workflow and routine into some kind of a good path, and to organize it properly, to make the administrative stuff, to organize the workflow. So this has taken really a lot of time, and that was basically the reason why we have not been updating you for all these days. So firstly, let me tell you that we have been staying firm behind our commitments that we have laid down in the roadmap. So as we have promised, we have listed on the exchanges, probably not the largest ones for now, but at least on some. So the reason why we have decided to abstain from being listed on the major exchanges is quite simple. We decided to wait until we're gonna have something like a native demand for our token, so that the major price movements are not the product and result of speculations and pump and dump schemes, but really there is a ongoing day-to-day demand on behalf of casinos and other players that basically we're bringing the utility to. And so at this moment, when we're gonna have that, so basically right after the release of our minimum viable product, which is scheduled for the end of July, middle of August, we're actually gonna start putting a lot of effort into being listed on the major exchanges. So for now there is basically absolutely no point. On the product development side, we have been working very hard on basically laying down the framework it took some time for us to realize what kind of product we want to have at first. So the entire framework based on smart contracts is a very far-fetched project right now, so there needs to be some kind of a building blocks that we will be building upon. So right now what we are doing, we have decided to focus on the random number generation, because this is the product that is missing currently in the space. There are a lot of attempts to put the back end of casinos on the smart contracts and basically putting it on chain. Not a single one, by the way, is successful. So the random number generation is something that is missing completely from the space, and this is exactly what we decided to focus upon in the beginning. As we have promised, we decided not to focus on, not to develop this right away on Cardano, because Cardano basically is not ready for this. Their smart contract functionality is missing. The releases that are also reflected in our roadmap on the website are scheduled for Q3 and Q4 of this year. So before that, we decided to implement it all on Ethereum. So we had multiple suggestions to actually try to implement it on EOS, but we decided not to proceed with that because EOS is too raw, and the large community of developers of Ethereum should not be underestimated. There are a lot of good practices, a lot of major guidelines, a lot of development experience, a lot of how not to do things and guidelines how to do them in Ethereum. So that's why we decided to focus on that first. We decided to make a steady implementation, stable, working implementation of our protocol on Ethereum, and then port it on Cardano, EOS, Neo, whatever other platform we decide to, or there is interest from. So once it is ready, the way Ethereum is right now. So we also have experimented a lot with finding like outsourcing development teams. These ones, they do promise quick implementation because they have like a packed team with with guys sufficient experience and expertise to develop and deploy something. But when you're giving your development into the hands of a third party, you right away lose control over your product. So they're either gonna, that's basically what we were told by one of the parties we wanted to contract with. The guys basically either pick us and pay us some, 6-0 digit for the development, and also 50% of the profit which you're gonna generate afterwards, or we're gonna just implement it ourselves. So even, like the ethical standards of many development teams are as low as that. So we decided not to give out our protocol into the hands of any of other people who might have some malicious incentives. We we hold this ideal of developing and deploying eventually our protocol. We believe in it. We have put a lot of time, faith, resources, time into making it, into framing and shaping it, and so we believe that we, and you of course, are the only basically parties who can decide upon the eventual fate of the project. So we decided not to give it to anyone else. So that's why we're currently being guided by our technological partners Genesis Vision. We are currently picking a team of developers which we afterwards gonna, first of all gonna train. We're gonna pick only the best ones. We basically are not, we will give any resources necessary to pick those people who are actually capable of developing and deploying something as complex and sophisticated as our protocol. And basically we're quite far in this. We will be giving you weekly updates on this. And so so this is basically some kind of a update for you guys, and just from us. And I believe in this. I can be speaking on behalf of all of the team, of the entire team. We are very sorry for not keeping you up to date. So we have changed that. So all this time we have been keeping silence. We were spending just on organizing the matters. We're not one of those ICOs that have raised money and decided to go somewhere, leaving half that website and some kind of community management on the back. We actually do put all of our efforts into developing the protocol we have promised to develop. We are following the roadmap. There is, I believe, apart from our poor communication, there is not a single thing we have promised to deliver and we failed to. So now our operational officer Lou, also a co-founder of Sp8de, will also elaborate on a couple of other things which I have not.
Yeah, thank you. So there were many things going on the operational side of Sp8de. Many things that our community didn't actually see, including support, technical maintenance, collaboration with exchanges, and so forth. All this took a lot of time, and that is why we had some troubles communicating with our community how far we are in terms of development of the protocol, in terms of how far we are going on the roadmap. Nonetheless, as you can see on the roadmap, and as you can see what we've achieved, everything that we've promised, as Michael noted, everything that we've promised, we've delivered, including listing on exchanges. Currently, we provide liquidity to these exchanges. We want our community to be trading on one of these exchanges because as you know, liquidity brings liquidity, and anyone wants to trade on a liquid market. In addition, the support team is working very hard day and night. There are some of the support guys who haven't slept for a couple of days just to solve issues related to bounty, airdrops, jackpots, jackdrops, and so forth. So we've all been working very hard, and we do it for you. We thank you for believing in Sp8de and believing in the team and in our idea, and thank you for supporting us.